All right, welcome to Body of Christ Real Talk Super Saturday, March 23rd, Real Talk Health Talk with your host, Joseph Brownlee. Piggybacking on my last show, I'm trying to keep these close together, get right back into the meat of things. Meat is your friend. I'm not saying all meat, because every American does not eat all meat. I like to put emphasis on what meat I'm talking about. Now let's look at it in the worldview. And I don't know all this, but an American type of meat is basically, cows and deer and chickens and lambs, etc. stuff. The more we would call basic. But around the world, they might eat the things that we don't eat here, like maybe dogs, maybe snakes, crocodiles, and different things like that. See, it depends what you are consuming in each country. When I say an all meat diet, and we need to be careful when we say all meat, because every meat, just like every vegetable, is not made to consume our bodies today. It's not consumed, but around the world, what they consider their type of meat might not be the same meat as the United States, and that don't mean we can go there and eat. We can eat the type of meat they eat. We might get sick and might die. The same vice versa with them. So it depends. All meat diet, no matter what country you live in, you can survive on it because it's already been proven around the world. Whatever meat you are eating. See? Now, how nutritional the meat are, if they're eating dogs and different kangaroos and stuff like that, I don't know. I just know the basics of what we eat here in America. So I don't have no scientific proof on that. But meat has been consumed in different ways when it comes to different animals and different countries. So I want you to understand, because you might say, I don't eat that. Well, what about this? What about, I heard some people eat armadillos, and things like that. What's the other thing? They call them little dragons or whatever. Like some people might eat lizards. So it just depends. See, I don't. I won't even come near that. Some people eat organs or different things like that. My point is, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not saying, because even some animals don't eat every type of meat. The carnivore animals. See, that's the carnivore animals. They don't eat nothing but meat. But do they eat every meat? I don't think so. They have a choice of meats that they eat, but every meat, I don't think so. But it's also a good nutritional value for these carnivore animals. I'm not an animal. I'm a human being. I'm not a mammal. I'm a human being. I have not evolved. I'm a human being. So for a person to call himself a carnivore, they mean you just can about eat any animal and organs, because the majority of the animals that I know eat those things raw, and a lot of so-called people that call themselves carnivore does not. You have some do, and you may get sick, because some of them, I believe, go to the extreme. You do not have to go to the extreme on this carnivore diet. Don't listen to everybody else. Please don't. If you don't like liver, don't eat liver. If you don't like hearts, don't eat hearts. If you don't like that, don't eat it, especially raw. You might get sick, and it might hurt you real bad. It might kill you. So don't go there. And I think there's a lot of carnivorous and bad advice out there as well, because they keep forgetting there's different peoples with different systems. These bodies we got is corrupt, and we cannot consume the same way. And the first thing we must understand, some people might that believes in involvement or believe that way animals might disagree with this. Is okay, but this is my take. They talk bold about this. I can talk bold about mine. Some animals we just cannot consume, especially here in America. We cannot consume it. It would affect us in a bad way. Some people can't eat fish; they're allergic to it. Some people cannot eat pork, and etc. And I'm saying they understand that more than I do. But my point is, we have to be very careful when we talk about meat eaters and calling themselves, because I don't call myself a carnivore. A carnivore, you have to be. It's almost like when you say I am a carnivore. To me, it sounds like you saying that I am an animal, and I'm an animal meat eater. I don't look at it. I am not an animal. I'm a human being that eats several types of meat that I think is better. That's what I'm not a carnivore, but I use the diet that's called the carnivore diet. You understand what I'm saying? So that's me. That's the way I look at it, man. I'm a human being. I'm not an animal. I'm not a mammal. I didn't evolve. See. When God created animals and God created humans, he didn't create us to eat the same way, even if it's meat, believe that or not. If you are creationist believing and you believe in God, the creator. See, someone may believe that we are a different type of animal. But as a human being, no, you have a human being and you have an animal. You can't be both. And all animals and all human beings does not eat the same thing. Some things we will get sick. Just like an animal can't eat a lot of human food, they will get sick. We can't eat all so-called animal foods, even meats. So we must put that in perspective. Now, I'm sure there's some different stories out there that people went on a carnivore diet and got sick. I have no doubt. You don't see that reported a lot, but you have some people who probably ate meat and it's just not for them. Then don't do it. Try another diet. Try vegan. Okay, I have to pause. I have to take care of the business right there. So, well, anyway, that's what we are facing. It'll come back to me. That's what we are facing today, people that's listening to my show. When we look at what is a perfect human diet? I don't know. But I can just go by. I know there's that perfect human diet saying, but what is the perfect human diet? And the only source that I do have is the Bible. Now, what do I mean by that? When you look at the perfect human diet, and I'm just going to throw something out there. When men, before there was even Jews, there was Gentiles. After the fall of man, we know what happened. The meat was considered fruits and vegetables, the Garden of Eden and all that stuff before the fall of man. Now, this is my creationist perspective. That's all I'm gonna go on. I can't go over the evolution way, but I could just go by the creation way. Okay, for each his own, whatever your belief is. And after the fall of man, the majority of humans consumed meat. That's just a fact. You could debate it all you want to. I didn't say everyone. But I'm not saying everyone ate meat, but I'm saying the majority of mankind consumed meat, if you look at it in a biblical perspective. Now, the Bible does not tell you what everybody ate in every nation. The Gentile nation. The Bible does not really tell you that. Now, there's other theologians and other historians that research that and know more than me. I'm sure it's going to be a mixture of meat eaters and a mixture of vegetable and fruit eaters, no doubt. That survived and lived well, no doubt about that. But I have no doubt the majority of them did consume some type of meat, more than ones that did not consume meat. And you have countries like that today. They just eat fruit and vegetables. But the difference between their fruit and vegetables and the ones here in America is their soil and less pesticides and stuff like that in some of these hidden countries that has some type of a close to it, because nothing really natural since the curse of man. But closest to the best fruits and vegetables there is in a lot of other international countries, other world countries, not here in America. So I can see why people survive on fruits and coconuts and different type of things like that and look well. But you also got overweight people that eats a lot of meat and they're different things and they get fat and stuff like that. So it depends. It's a cultural thing, I believe, around the world. And I got to look at things globally before I just set off and say this diet is for everyone. And I would never say that this diet is for everyone. I could just say this. In America and some other countries, that's basically, especially a lot of westernized countries, but you have other countries that does the carnivore type of diet. Even a guy from Thailand and other countries that's doing well off the all meat diet. But what are they eating? I don't know. What type of meat are they eating? So is it just meat or a certain type of meat that helps you in your health? I don't know that either. You follow what I'm saying? I'm just telling you what I don't know, And I'm only limited because I'm not a nutritionist. I'm not a world-renowned nutritionist when it comes to animals, because you have to look at it that way. Some of our stuff here in the US of A is just being contaminated. It's just being warped. See, we eat a lot of Frankenfood food. I like Carrie use that Frankenfood, like Frankenstein. We eat a lot of ultra mixed up processed Frankenfood here compared to a lot of other countries that eat the real deal. You see what I'm saying? Their fruit is grown in pretty decent soil. There's no perfect soil here on earth today, but pretty decent soil compared to the USA contaminated soil and ground. And that depends on what city you are in or what state. So it differs on a lot of other things. So I believe there's still some decent fruit here in America, and also some decent vegetables in America, but not from the supermarkets. It had to be from local farmers. I still believe you can find some of the best vegetables and the best fruits from local farmers that has not been contaminated as bad. But when you got the majority of America with all the stuff they throw in the water and all the stuff they spray, it's hard to find, but it's out there. Every fruit and vegetable is not contaminated. And so if you want to eat fruits, I'm cool with that. If you want to eat vegetables, I'm cool. Not that you worried about what I think about it. I'm cool with that. But my thing is, I will never say I eat another vegetable or fruit again, because I will. I will do that. But I know what I should be looking for now. And I'm going to tell you, there's no way you can find a perfect fruit or vegetable or even meat here. Seems like everything has been touched with some type of chemical or something. So you just got to, what you call that? You got to find the lesser of the evils out here, especially here in the United States. Even from farmers and stuff like that, because it's like a trend here. You know, there's no perfect heifer, there's no perfect cows and nothing like that, because even some of the things that they have grained or they grain to make things better is better than anything else, but it still might be a little toxicity in it. So my point is, it's like the less of the two evils saying. And that might sound hard, but that's what we deal with today. So we get the best, close to natural. I don't like using that natural food because everything natural. The best grass-fed or grain-fed, grass-fed, I would say, that you can get. If you can't get it, you have to deal with the grain-fed. Any type of, even some of the not worst eggs, white eggs are better than ultra-processed food. And I still eat white eggs. See, I don't want nobody to be against white eggs and feel bad if they eat white eggs. But if you can afford the best outdoor chicken eggs or hen eggs, get that. They from $4 up to even $8. It depends where you at and what city and state you live in. But that's what I do now. I buy the more expensive eggs, $6 to $9, you know. And I'm gonna tell you, could you tell the difference? I do. Not only in the color, because usually the eggs, the brown eggs, or the outdoor chicken eggs that usually, you know, feed on the right type of feed and bugs and stuff like that, the yolk is much orange. It's a beautiful, pretty orange compared to white eggs or even less pasteurized eggs, which is more yellow to light yellow. See, there's a difference in the yolk between orange and yellow. You can tell the good eggs from the bad eggs, but they dye a lot of things so much you cannot tell like they do meat. You know, a lot of meat is like brown. It's not pink until they start shooting it up with this type of salt. But I ain't gonna get into that. But you know, but the taste of it, I have learned my taste buds are different than what they used to be when I was eating white eggs. I know the difference now. And the good eggs that I pay more for, the orange yolk, oh, the texture is so much better. And I could eat those all day. There's something about that taste. It's more better. Nutritional benefits, I don't know yet. I believe I'm getting it, but I really cannot tell. Eggs, even the white eggs is good for you, but not as good as the other brown eggs. But my point is, even the butter, I can tell the difference between butter, you know, that I get. I like the European butter. I like the foreign butters. I stopped doing the American butters, you know, Land O'Lakes and all that stuff, because they're almost close to margarine. The popping and the sizzling and stuff like that. The quiet meltiness is good to me. My point is, we are the masters of our own body. I don't mean that we should do anything we want to or put anything we want to in our bodies, but God created these bodies for us to take care of our bodies. It's known as the temple when you are part of the body of Christ. It's known as the human body when you're not part of the body of Christ. But to be healthy, we must feed our bodies the right type of foods, first of all, and nutrition-wise. Body of Christ, real talk. Super Saturday. Until next time, God bless you all. Peace out. Real talk about health talk. Love you all.